What is up, engine heads? Today we'll be looking at some steampunk binoculars. No, of course not. We'll be looking at some beautiful carburetors, these gorgeous outdated dinosaurs. And we won't be looking at just one or even two. We'll be looking at three amazing 48 IDF carburetors. So you're probably wondering why I'm showing you three of these carbs. As you might know, my project car is a Toyota MR2 Mark I, which has an inline 4-cylinder engine, which means it doesn't really need three of these. You can fit three of these on the engine. Also, as you might have already noticed, these are downdraft carburetors. That means they sit on the engine like this. The air comes in like from above and goes down through the carb. When it comes to inline 4 engines, you usually fit side draft carburetors, which are attached to the engine like this. Now these, of course, aren't going onto my engine. My build right now is a turbocharged car, which means I don't need these. These are going onto something else, and they're going on a Alfa Romeo Busso V6 engine. Now the carbs we're looking at actually come from a company I'm starting to really like, MaxpeedingRods. The name is still kind of weird, but the stuff they make is amazing, and they have this giant website, and I already own some connecting rods from them and a turbo from them, which is going onto my turbocharged 4AFE Toyota MR2 Mark I hashtag project underdog. These carbs also come from MaxpeedingRods. Yeah, so these come from MaxpeedingRods. Now, in the last video where we featured MaxpeedingRods Turbo, somebody asked if MaxpeedingRods actually make all of the stuff they sell on their website. And MaxpeedingRods saw that comment, they got in touch with me. Here's an excerpt from the email. They actually make everything you see on that website. They have a gigantic factory in China, and they make everything they sell, which I have to be honest is nice. I prefer when somebody makes the stuff they sell because that is quality control, and it is better for the product itself in the end because you do oversee the entire process from ordering the raw materials to putting it all together and ultimately selling it to people. Now, the build, the GTV6 build, although it's going to be a relatively big budget build, at the end of the day does have a budget. And I was discussing with my friend what we should do. He wanted carbs 100%, and I said, you know what, MaxpeedingRods makes IDF carbs, they're gonna fit. We talked about it, and he said, you know what, yes, because when you compare the price of this carburetor with the price of, let's say, a Weber carburetor or a Dell'Orto, this is pretty much identical in terms of specs and everything to a Weber IDF carb. When you compare the price, this is, I think, 1/10 of the price or something, probably even less, but it does the same thing. It works just as well. And before going with these, I actually did my homework. I looked at forums, did some research, and a lot of people have actually ran these carbs already. Everything from Porsches to Volkswagen Beetles to some old Fiat engines, a bunch of different stuff. People have used these, and pretty much everybody is really happy with these carbs. And I mean, carburetors are both simple and complicated, and I'll be honest, if you do things right, if your measurements are right, if the casting is okay, if everything is done properly, there's no reason why these shouldn't work perfectly. And right now, when I'm looking at them, honestly, I have to say that as usual with MaxpeedingRods, it's kind of too good to be true. The price is extremely affordable, but the product looks really, really amazing. So the castings look really nice, really clean, really smooth, no casting flash anywhere. Tiny signs of grinding right here, but I have seen that on pretty much every IDF carburetor I have ever seen. Other than that, very nice, very clean. The bolting hardware looks really nice too. Also, everything seems to be galvanized or coated in something else. I don't think it will rust too easily. The throttle plate, throttle linkage looks very nice too. Sounds and feels right too. jets, everything else looks nice, trumpets, smooth everywhere. The machine surfaces very beautiful, honestly, properly and accurately machined as far as I can see. Honestly, other than missing a brand name logo embossed in the casting, right now there is zero evidence to suggest that these are in any way inferior to much more expensive carburetors, because after all, carbs, as I said, are pretty simple things. If you use the right parts, the casting is okay, everything else is okay, the jets are okay. These will not make any less power and will not work any worse and will not provide any worse fuel atomization compared to carbs that cost 5 to 10 times more than these ones. So definitely, as I said, kind of too good to be true, but it is there, it's in my hand, it's tangible, and it is absolutely beautiful. Now, when it comes to carburetors in general, I like fuel injection, I like modern stuff, I like power, who doesn't? But carburetors are always going to have a special little place reserved in my heart. They're these beautiful analog, fully mechanical things that make your engine run with zero electronics. And no matter how you look at it, the phenomenon of a carb is kind of amazing, at least to me. And I know there are other people out there who just love these things. I mean, they're charming. And this is why my engine is currently running on carburetors, motorcycle CV carburetors, but carburetors nevertheless. And the whole engine will be replaced by my turbo built engine once it's complete, and I'm looking forward to the turbo power and everything else, of course, and many new possibilities and new experiences. But I will be kind of sad to let my carbureted engine go, and this is why I'm happy to be part of this, because the carburetor scale on this thing is turned up to the maximum. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to updates, and there will be updates in the near future. We will be releasing more footage, more information, build details, progress, and so on and so forth in the future as they happen, so definitely stay tuned for that. Also, if you want to pick up a set of carburetors, maybe these 48 IDF or some other carbs from Max Speeding Rods, there's a link in the description with a bit of a discount. And if you want carbs and do not want to spend a fortune, honestly, I can't help but recommend these. They're just nice. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for this little announcement video. I hope it gets you as excited as it got me excited, and I'm really happy to be part of this build in the future. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you soon with more fun and useful stuff on the D4A channel.